Welcome back. In the previous tutorial, we took a cube and changed its color using a state machine. And for this one, we're going to iterate on that, but this time we're going to use a custom state class to change the color itself. So to do that, we just have to right-click, State Machines, Node Class. And the options that are visible here are just the base values the object driver uses. And we're only going to want to work with a state class right now. Let's call this color changing state. And when we open him up, it's going to look really familiar to the normal state in the state machine from the previous tutorial. But here it is just a class, and we can reuse this multiple times. So to get started, we're just going to do pretty much the same thing we did last time. Get context, cast it to our character, set the color using the function that we made. And we don't really want to manually set the color this time, so let's create a variable for that. Make it linear color because that is the input that the function takes, and wire him up. Let's compile and then set up a new state machine for us to use. So right-click, state machine, and let's call this one cube color changer 2. Open him up, and just like before, we'll drag out, and right away you'll see that there is a new option available. This is a state we just created. We could do this, or we can also do it manually. So add a state like last time, click on them, and then up here you have state class, and we can search for the color changing state we just created. And right away, you'll notice that the color shows up here in the details panel as an option. This is one way of setting it, but instead of doing that, I'm going to show you an easier way for reusability. Let's go back to our state class, and where the variable is defined, the Make Visible button over here, if we click that and then compile, go back to our state machine and compile this, you'll see the color is now exposed on the node directly, which means we can set the color just by clicking on it. And let's put it to blue. But up here, the original color definition is now replaced with an edit graph option. And that is because every time you expose a variable on a node, it creates a full blueprint graph. And what's nice about this is if, for whatever reason, setting the color manually or drag and dropping a variable, which I'll cover in a minute, if that's not enough, well, you have a blueprint graph available, so you're not really limited. And drag and dropping is just what it sounds like. Let's create a color variable of the right type, compile, and just drag them over. You'll see a green check mark, and boom, it's set. You click on it, and you can see it automatically wired the graph for you. Let's add one more state. Click and drag. This time, let's directly click on color changing state, and this just creates and auto wires the state for you. You don't have to worry about assigning it manually. But for this one, let's go ahead and create a function. Output linear color result, and we'll make this guy red. Now, an important step in this case is we need to make sure this function is blueprint pure. It's the only way it's going to wire to the node properly. And so if we drag it out, drop him, open him up, you'll see that get color is set up and wired. And if we didn't make this pure, this would just be an execution node and it wouldn't do anything. So that's an important step. Make sure if you're going to drop functions on nodes that they are set to blueprint pure. Okay, and one more thing to show is if you right click on the property itself, you can go down here and reset property, and this resets it back to the class default value. So if we click on him, we can make him blue again like we wanted. And then the last thing is to make sure that there's a way to transition so we can test this. And we'll just do 1 second again. We are almost ready. We just need to make sure that the state machine plays. So this is from the previous tutorial. We'll just make sure it's set to the second one. Go back, press play, and it's blue and then red. It worked.